Tonight we are dry. Your New Year's Eve plans are okay. You're going out, celebrating, hanging indoors, driving to the store, whatever you're doing. Tonight will be just fine out there. And even tomorrow morning, probably trending okay for most of us. We think most of the moisture is after 6 a.m. And so we'll watch it here. First off, let me back that up real quick. I'm going to get the graphics back here. It shows rain on the planner, but there will be areas of wintry mix and snow in some areas of central Illinois. I'll show you that on FUTURETRACK, but others of us will have to wait till any wintry mix until after 3 o'clock. That's probably going to include here in Champaign-Urbana. We do, though, think there'll be some spots that get a little more than that, so we're going to keep an eye on it. This is our impacts forecast. This starts Saturday afternoon into Sunday. Some spots in the orange and red may see impacts as early as Saturday morning. That's tomorrow morning, late morning hours here. The highest impacts, if you're traveling north to Chicago, LaSalle, Peru, Rockford, Galesburg, Peoria, that's where the highest impacts for this winter storm will be. But still in our area, we're right in the edge there. We'll call it low to medium across most of our area. Some of those higher impacts, even Bloomington, Normal, Pontiac, maybe Watsika, depending on where this freezing rain line sets up there. So the further north you go, the worse the impacts. Don't expect a lot of problems down to the south. Effingham, Mattoon, Paris looking good there. Even probably Taylorville trending towards the good side of things with this forecast. Let's talk about the precip type. This is where things get messy. Starting off when it approaches by Saturday morning into the afternoon, we'll see rain overspread, but that wintry mix will be confined along and northwest of Highway 54. That runs from Springfield to Clinton, Farmers City, Gibson City, up towards Gilman or Narga, along that general corridor. I'm interested in Menard, Cass, and Morgan counties, particularly for ice, but we'll likely see snow north of Bloomington through Pontiac and far northern Iroquois and Ford counties towards Kankakee County and border there. That's where the snow starts Saturday morning into the afternoon. Once we get late afternoon into the evening, temperatures start dropping a little bit more. We'll see this wintry mix band pivot. There's a question on, will there be a heavier precip at that time, and will that include Champaign-Urbana? Or will we see most of the moisture fleeing by Saturday evening? Still thinking we'll get some good snow here north of Interstate 74, Bloomington, Watsika, Pontiac by Saturday evening. And then by Saturday night late into Sunday, any moisture left would be snow. Now the blue, not an indication on how heavy it is. We're only looking at the precip type right now. This is the winter weather alerts we have. Winter weather advisory for Morgan, Cass, Menard County. I think that's more for ice and freezing rain, some snow. McLean and Livingston, I think that's more for snow, maybe a little less than ice. We'll watch it there. I'm interested in particular here to add maybe Logan County, Ford, and Iroquois County with the next level of higher impacts here. But I think this is pretty good here, maybe even Sangamon County. We're going to watch here, that freezing line, all that important. Winter storm warnings are off to the north and west. Chicago, there's LaSalle, Peru, Rockford, Peoria. Quincy, Quad Cities, just to our north and west, really getting a good band of likely 6 inches of snow, if not more. Let's talk FUTURETRACK, time it out, and mention exactly where this will be. Catch your place in the map. There's Champaign, there's Bloomington, Lincoln, Springfield, Jacksonville, Decatur, Mattoon, Effingham, Paris, Danville, Watsika, Pontiac. Pick your location and watch and see what happens here. Tonight, through tomorrow morning. This is 1 a.m. We're dry, but the cold front surging on through. By about 6 a.m. or so, that's when our window of opportunity for moisture will begin. There may be a little bit of drizzle and mist under this cloud deck here, but the main event seems to come in after 6 a.m. So you may wake up tomorrow and say, where's the moisture? Well, we're not expecting it until mid to late morning, we'll say here, even in Champaign County. But notice how we're seeing snow set up right along I-55, rain to the south, and a very narrow gradient right there with that freezing line. Boy, how many times, Champaign-Urbana, does that freezing line set up just northwest of town? We're probably going to do it again during the day here. Between here and, say, Paxton, Gibson City, or Leroy, probably changes from rain to snow. Wouldn't take much to push it south, wouldn't take much to push it north, though. But we're right close to the line there, really using the Highway 54 corridor, Springfield, Mount Pulaski, Clinton, up towards Bellflower, Gibson City, kind of as that dividing line there. This is at noon. Notice Livingston County, McLean County, primarily snow. Down here, though, Menard, Cass, and Morgan, a mix of snow and freezing rain. And that's going to be important to the forecaster when I show you those graphics. 3 o'clock, starting to see that pivot with the cold air downward a little bit. Not yet to Champaign-Urbana. It's close. Still, here's Leroy, there's Bellflower. It's just to the north and west. But as we go into 5, 6 o'clock, then we think that will begin our change over in Champaign-Urbana, probably even Decatur points to the south. Springfield should be seeing steady snow. Some heavier snow likely Bloomington, Pontiac, and Peoria at that point, and north of Interstate 74. We'll watch here by 8, 9, 10 o'clock, most of that moisture exiting. The quicker the cold air can come, the more snow we see. That makes sense, but by midnight, most of the snow is out of here, if not a little earlier than that. We'll likely have some lingering light snow showers and flurries through Sunday morning at 10 a.m. That may be the only chance Effingham, Mattoon, Paris have to get any snow. It would be very light, not much more than a few flurries making it down there for them. This is our forecast map here. First off, we talk about those snow totals. We're talking about a very sharp gradient here from 6 inches to less than an inch. It's about 30 miles or so. We've actually nudged it south a little bit, which for snow lovers in Champaign-Urbana, that's good, but it may not be enough here. You may want to take a drive north to visit your friends up in Gibson City or towards Watseka, Pontiac, Bloomington, Normal, if you were looking for a couple of inches of snow here. So we're going to watch that. Again, the winter weather advisory, Livingston, McLean, but I'm watching Iroquois and Ford County. I think that could get added here before tomorrow rolls on in. And then, of course, to the south and west, watching the ice. This is our snowfall forecast now. Notice that very tight gradient setting up just northwest of Champaign-Urbana. We go from dusting less than an inch, some spots missing out, to 2 to 4 and even 3 to 6 inches in Livingston County here. I think Pontiac, mentioned that a few days ago. I think Livingston County is the big winner out of this for snow. And so we could get 3 to 6 inches in Pontiac and points to the north, quickly diminishing with southward extent here. I mean, we're talking just north of Interstate 72 from dusting to a couple of inches of snow. Do you want to mention where this tight gradient is? I think in that area, that's likely going to see sleet as well. Sleet is not your friend when you want snow. Sleet is those little ice pellets. They're very small, but they really cut down in snow numbers. So if we get more sleet in there, those numbers go down. If the cold air stays pure and we keep it as snow, maybe we'll be on the higher end of that. But we're watching this zone right here for perhaps some sleet into the area. So we're going to watch and keep a very close eye on that. Traditionally, it seems like Champaign-Urbana is the sleet capital of central Illinois, so we'll probably get sleeted on, miss out on the snow, but we'll watch that. I mean, it's not that far. It's close, so close here. That's such a very pinpoint forecast for the area. So we look at those snowfall impacts. Livingston County, drifting and blowing of that snow, it's likely going to be a bit more powdery, and with some wind out there, that will blow it around. Even in a couple of inches, you could see some reduced visibility with some of that blowing snow, but of course the less you have, the less of a concern that is. Not really worried about power outages either. However, with the ice, remember Morgan, Cass, Menard County. I think that's the best chance to get a couple of tenths of inch of ice and freezing rain and elevated surfaces there. The thing to note too is sleet and ice, while both sleet and freezing rain are ice, I should say, have different impacts. Sleet on roads will ice them up. Freezing rain will ice up your trees and power lines and cause impacts there. So we'll likely have a little bit of both in that transition zone, which means roads, trees, and power lines all could have some trouble. And sleet can really slick things up quick here. You can get slicker than snot with that. We'll watch that for areas in Champaign-Urbana up to the west and north where that sleet sets on up. We talk about those impacts here. Again, we'll watch for those icy roads and bridges where the ice and sleet is. Some isolated power outages, you can't rule it out. You get a little weight on a tree that's been damaged by a summer windstorm. It comes down, there's a local outage. But I do not expect this to be a high-impact ice storm like we had last year at this time, if you remember that. Quick check at temperatures here. Look at those wind chill values. Here's 11 p.m. Still feels like the 50s, even upper 50s. But that front pivoting on through by tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., the wind chill values in the 20s and 30s out there. By tomorrow night, into the teens and 20s. By Sunday morning, single digits in teens. And we will be cold then Sunday night as well, where you see snow, a couple of inches of snow up here. Watch what happens Monday morning. See that tight gradient right there? That's a really good indication by models that wind chill values where you have several inches of snow can be well below zero, whereas other spots are still cold in the single digits. And so we're going to watch. That's why I really think Livingston County is going to be the big winner there. The other thing, too, is this is not the only cold blast coming our way. This is the first cold blast. It actually will retreat a little bit. An even stronger cold blast comes by Wednesday into Thursday and settles on in. This is good news for snow lovers here. If you're disappointed in watching right now, and I know a number of you are, Watch this next system come on through. This is system number 1 this weekend. Quickly breezes on by, a mix of everything. But the cold air sources itself in the right place. All snow on Thursday. And with a system like that, we're talking a couple inches at least. That's something we're going to watch here based on all trends and suggestions. So I have much greater hope that we'll cash in for you snow lovers Thursday. Not tomorrow, Thursday, if that's what you're looking for here. That's what I got for you here. We got the news starting in about 10 minutes, so we're going to wrap this up. Again, download the app. I've got the forecast numbers there. This video valid for Friday night. I'll probably be on Saturday early to watch and have another digital update for you, especially since we have no shows Saturday morning. The show schedule tonight, 6 and 10. Saturday, only 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. No morning show Saturday morning.